So far, my experience is quite good. It's impressive if you look at the number of attendants and also the level of attendance from enterprises. They're mostly CHROs, VP of HRs. That's a good job so far. Yeah.
I think it was wonderful. It's beyond my expectation, to be very frankly with you. I have been in many summits and conferences, and this is really the best of the best, really.
It's an excellent venue, good caliber of attendees, some great conversations so far, and a fantastic view of the Burj Khalifa. Well done.
I think you are very selective in getting the type of audience, senior people, that worth really talking to them and sharing knowledge. And you have the balance between the business, the technology. That shows me a quality of preparation that you have done.
So far so good. Honestly, it's a really good event. The quality of the participants is really at a high level. I had some really good, interesting conversation with several participants.
I was quite impressed with the program overall. The thought leaders that you brought to do the presentations for the audience were quite informative. I think that this is a brand new emerging market, and they're starting to share a lot of their best practices. It was also very interesting to hear the audience feedback in terms of some of the challenges that they're facing, and which is not uncommon to what we've faced with some of our customers internationally as well.
I'd say there's a nice balance in the agenda where there's a lot of space left for informal networking, and that's important, particularly in the region. So it's a good mix between presentations and discussion.
I think the impact of this specific one is higher. Obviously, it's not just UAE. We're looking really at a complete regional event, and there's good representation of the other countries in the region.
I thought the event was very good. It was excellent to interact with a lot of my colleagues, both from the industry side, technology consultants, as well as the practitioners.
Again, we were impressed with the level of and the quality of the delegates that we were personally introduced to.
I think there was a quite balance between the private and public sectors, and also regional, pan-regional, because I've seen people from Jordan, from Saudi Arabia, from UK, from Belgium, and this is really the purpose of these kind of dialogue, establishing a dialogue between people and experiences, give us a profound feedback to do better in our jobs.
The participants were also engaged. They asked really smart questions. The companies were impressive, and their experiences, I sat there learning. I don't want to brag, but I consult for a living, so very often I roll my eyes, but actually I was taking notes and learning from some of the very impressive. And the individuals from the companies, these were not, low-level administrators. These were senior practitioners with years of experience. So it was just, it was more than worth my time. I was very, very pleased.
And I've seen that the attendees are selected in a very due manner. So it is not, I don't like to compare events, but this event is definitely, we're so far very glad that we're here.
Definitely I do. I've had the opportunity to go to some of the first HR techs in Europe that were in place, and they weren't even this big in terms of the quality of the delegates that were coming and the presentations that were made. So I think you're on a very good start, and I do think that you're definitely ready for a bigger and better.
I think the key word is right time, right place. Given that we are in Dubai today and the United Arab Emirates, and now United Arab Emirates, with the direction of His Highnesses, the President and the Vice President, we've gone beyond e-government to be smart government. We are in a situation which has never been happened before, where the private entities are lagging behind the government, and this first time happened this. And I think there's a lot to catch up and learn from each other, from the public and the private. And so the summit itself, HR and high tech, are together, right time, right place, really.
I was a practitioner in Asia Pacific, in North America, in other parts of Europe. On par or better than any of those regional similar events.
I think the challenges that we saw here within the MENA region are very similar to most of the other challenges we see across the globe. So I was pleasantly surprised that the challenges don't seem different than what we see back in the States.
I think certainly MENA is ready. I think today we start at the point that we are today. I see this growing or doubling in size at least every year. So I think the region is definitely ready. If I hear the quality of the conversations compared to the other HR techs, we're certainly at the same, if not higher level in terms of quality of conversations. So I do think, yes, of course, the region is ready for this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important that you shake hands with people so they know you, and then you can follow up. And I met like several people today and yesterday, and we all agreed to meet in next 2 weeks' time. That's a good progress. I'm satisfied.
Of course, some of them we work with already, like SAP and solutions, work with them, and some are new who coming from region. It was wonderful, delighted to see some software has been developed in Jordan, for example, or Saudi Arabia and UAE. Companies are based here, and we have to give them a support. And as an international company, we use their services, of course, and I'm delighted to be associated with them.
As you also know, it's a relationship market. So the more relationships that you can build, the bigger the chances that it will convert itself into an opportunity.
Even though our business is really narrow and very specific, we had the chance, and you guys helped us manage some meetings with people that we definitely follow up with, and hopefully it's gonna lead to some business in the region, crossing fingers.
I do like the format of this one. You have the opportunity to actually speak with individuals specifically about HR issues, and everyone is quite interested in learning new information. They're not just kind of shopping around.